Hi everybody, it is Miranda from Okketoh. I know this is a strange sight, seeing me by myself, no Christy around. But we did tell you that we were going to do some videos where it was just me, showing you my side of keto, showing you what I cook, what I do. I know you guys probably want an apartment tour, but I'm going to wait till like the Christmas tree's down and everything, and I'm going to decorate for Valentine's Day, so that's when you guys will get the tour. I promise it's going to happen. If you hear any stray meowing, if you hear anything like that, any bells jingling, I do have a cat, so for fair warning, if you hear some noises or if you see him run past in the background or something, it's a cat. Not much I can do about him. Yeah, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make my chicken enchilada soup is what I've been calling it. It's the easiest thing for me to call it. Basically, the story behind it, one day I wanted taco soup. Didn't have ground beef or ground sausage, but I did have frozen chicken, and I made do with what I had, which is kind of my life right now because I have just moved out, so I'm getting everything ready and learning how to make do with what I got. So I'm going to show you the ingredients, and then I'm going to show you step-by-step process of how to do it, and we're going to have a fun time. And I might show you a little bit of decor. I'm sure you can see some of the posters back there, the canvas art, and yeah, my place is pretty decorated. There is a few more items I want to get hanging that I've recently purchased, and some things I want to get sorted out before I do a full tour, but I'll show you my kitchen and what's going on in there, and my kitchen table, and probably the cat, since you're going to be hearing a lot of him. So let's go ahead and get into the ingredients. Okay, for this quote-unquote chicken enchilada soup, you are going to need heavy whipping cream, chicken broth, cream cheese, Colby Jack cheese. I get the block instead of pre-shredded because the pre-shredded tends to come coated in some sort of starch, and let's avoid that. That's how I feel. You're going to notice a lot of great value and market brand stuff. That's because we're balling on a budget. Hence why we have frozen chicken breasts. They come cheap. You can get them in a big old bag and keep them in your freezer. And it's great for recipes like this because you don't need to thaw this for this. It's going into water and then coming up to temperature slowly while the water gets heated up to a boil. And then we have rotel, fire roasted diced tomatoes, and green chilies. I have tried the Great Value version of this. I prefer this way better. Don't ask me why. I'm not sure. We're doing this. Sometimes I will have sauteed onions in it, but that's only on a really low carb day where I haven't ate much carbs at all, because we don't want all those extra carbs in there. So today I'm just doing this, and you just gotta be careful about the way you portion it. And then you're gonna need garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, chili powder, cayenne, and salt and pepper. The reason I do all those instead of, you see, buying a packet of, say, taco seasoning or fajita seasoning, whatever you will, it's because those things have a lot of hidden carbs and sugars if you don't read them, and we want to avoid that. And then to help me out today, I got my can opener and my little cheese grater and my cutting board just in case. My lovely boyfriend got me this handmade for Christmas, so hopefully I'll get to use it, but we'll see. Okay, and now we're heading over to the stove top. Yes, I have an electric stovetop. No, I am not happy about it. Not at all. But to this, I'm going to add this whole thing of chicken broth. Ta-da. And then to this chicken broth, and I don't have this preheating or nothing. I'll tell you why in just a second. We're going to put in our frozen chicken breast. Okay, and we're going to cover. And I gotta turn this on. I put it to medium until it starts boiling, and then I turn it down so it simmers. The reason I do it before I get it boiling and then drop it in is because it's better if you let the chicken kind of thaw as the broth heats up, and it'll sort of thaw, and then it'll cook more slow and even and more like if you had it thawed. But if you're like me and always out of the house and looking for a cheap, easy meal, that's the best way to go. And then I will show you the next step in just a minute. Okay guys, and I forgot to mention this. Common sense, but always wash your hands after handling raw meat. That's the mom in me that's coming out. You guys are now my children. I hope you're happy. Okay, and next up, while the chicken's doing its thing, we're gonna shred our cheese because we did not get the pre-shredded. And I have my little plate over here to put my cheese on. And to keep the cheese from leaving a super hard residue to get off later, we're gonna spray our grater first. I have this coconut cooking spray from Dollar Tree. Like I said, we're balling on a budget. So we're just gonna spray both sides very liberally, because this is America. And I'm gonna grate half this block of cheese. This is 8 ounces, so we want like 4 ounces. If you want more cheese, go ahead. This is one of those recipes where, like, if you want more of something, that's fine. It's not gonna affect it too much. It's just got whatever you want going on, and it'll still turn out delicious most of the time. Most of the time, as long as you don't burn anything, it'll be good. Did I mention it's also cheaper to buy blocks of cheese than shredded cheese? Don't ask me why, it just is. It's the way it is. So now that that's done and we're waiting for our chicken to get some of that yucky stuff going to the top so we can skim it off, I'm going to show you a bit of my decor. You guys probably already saw this. This is Charles, this is Eric. If you're a fan of the X-Men, you'll understand. My little statue of Mary. The reason she's on this counter is because my cat accidentally knocked her off and I had to super glue. Let's see. Over here, this is above my sink. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm a bit of a nerd. This is on top of my kitchen cabinets. Those are all my snow globes. If you didn't know, I collected them. Hi Mortimer, we see you. We got my Doctor Who sign over here. And by the way, my loving boyfriend hung up everything for me because I knew he would measure everything and get it exactly in the right spot. And you'll see what I mean by that. And here's some of my signs. But you see these? They're the exact same, like, distance and height as these ones are. And it's great. Yes, I still have my Christmas tree up. I'm sorry. I'm working on getting everything down. This is my little music center. It'll look nicer when I get everything put back together. That's where my nativity set was. So there's a bit of a mess. My movies are stacked up there in the cases. There's also movies down here. That's my nativity set. We got my books down here. We got my PlayStation games, my PlayStation, graduation cap, diploma. If you're Catholic, this is from Ash Wednesday. My boyfriend's mother actually turned it into a cross for me. And there's my graduation cap. My graduation party theme was actually Alice in Wonderland. Little known fact, I collect teapots. Love them. Yes, I'm an old lady, I know. This is a little thing my boyfriend put up for me. It has a couple little things on it, but it's so my wallet can sit there. My keys can hang there because I'm always losing them. More teapots. Some Alice in Wonderland stuff. This is from my graduation party. And then there's that. And then we got my swords and another little thing. And the view back into the kitchen. This is a photo of me and my boyfriend. The fake flowers my grandma sent me when I moved in here. If y'all are worried that's a dirty cup, this is what I've been using as a vase when my boyfriend gets me flowers. Yeah, balling on a budget. It was at Goodwill. Some yarn from projects. Another little Mary. My little prayer book. It's upside down because I was reading it earlier. And then, yeah, I'm too real because I didn't even put this away. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I forget. This is my floor cleaner. My air freshener. Well, no, in fact, I always go for apple cinnamon or cinnamon apples. Catnip for my cat and his little scratcher post right there. Yeah. And time to check back on the food. It's starting to release some of that yucky stuff that we don't want in our soup. I mean, to be honest, it's perfectly fine if you leave it in there, but it will make it all cloudy, and I personally think it's gross to leave it in there. But you do you, boo-boo. Like, live your life. If you want to leave the stuff unskimmed, leave the stuff unskimmed. But I'm just going to go ahead and skim it off the top. I'm not going to worry about getting every little thing because it's going to release more, and I know that. And yeah, we'll check on this in a little bit, and I'll check on the other steps for you. Okay, and I took the chicken out and put it on my cutting board. I'm letting it dry a bit, and I'm going to shred it up. And I went ahead, took that out, and I put the broth through a fine mesh sieve so I can make sure it's as clean as possible because that's the way I like mine. And now I'm going to put this back in the pot, shred my chicken, and add it back to it. Okay, finally got to use my cutting board, and now I'm going to add the chicken back to the broth. Okay, and to this, we are going to have to add half a tablespoon of paprika. And half a teaspoon of chili powder. And when you're doing this, it might look like a lot of seasoning at first. Don't be scared because we still have to add, we have to add the heavy whipping cream, and the cheese, and the cream cheese. So don't think you're over seasoning it. And I'm sorry, I add the half a teaspoon of chili powder and half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then I'm doing half a teaspoon of onion powder. You can vary these as much as you like. That's something that's great about cooking, and it's very adjustable to the way you like it. For example, I'm about to add half a teaspoon of cayenne. You want more? Go for it. If you want less, no problem. It's not gonna affect anything too bad. It's not like baking. Baking, everything's gotta be exact. When it comes to seasoning though, in the kitchen and cooking, it's very much your own thing, what you want. And now I'm gonna, keyword here is salt to taste. It's to taste. That's how most of these ingredients are. I did want to give you my baseline for it. And then this is what I would describe as a lot of black pepper. I love black pepper, so I tend to crank this thing quite a few times. Hence why I'm so low on black pepper. But it's the way I like it, and you should do it the way you like it. See, this probably looks like death right now to somebody. It probably like so spicy and too salty and overseasoned. But I want you to see what happens when we add our cup and a half of heavy whipping cream. Okay, and like I said, we're about to have a cup and a half of heavy whipping cream. 1, 2, I'm using half a cup, and 3. I'll show you what that looks like. Not bad, right? Wait till we stir it up and add the cream cheese and the cheese. Okay, and our cream cheese has been sitting on the counter this whole time we've been cooking, so it's a bit on the softer side, which is good because it'll break down and go into our pot faster. Because we added that heavy whipping cream, this is gonna not separate and not get all chunky and gross. It will look that way at first, but it just needs some time to melt and mix in. And then after that, it's nice and good. We're gonna add this into it, and while that's fully breaking down and these are heating up, as soon as that's done, we're gonna add our cheese and mix it into that. And because of our milk-based ingredients, such as the cream cheese and the heavy whipping cream, this is gonna melt nicely and also not separate. And then we'll be good to eat. Okay, and the cream cheese is almost completely melted, so I drained off my tomatoes and I'm gonna go ahead and add the whole can. Whoop! Admittedly, I did not expect it to come out so fast. I'll have to clean that little splash up, but now we're gonna stir those in. That's a big old tomato. I might have to pull that out and cut it up some more. Oh, they are big old tomatoes, aren't they? Well, they'll probably get squashed down the more it cooks. And you can see some of those chunks of cream cheese left. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take that out in a second, dice it up and throw it back in. Yeah, stuff like that happens. It's not a big deal. So I will show you when I add the cheese to it and we'll be almost done. Okay, so I added the cheese and I finished it off, and this is our final product. Total net carbs per pot would be 47.5. Serving size 1.5 cups. Servings per pot 5. Total per serving, that's 9.5 net carbs. Depending on how you manage your carbs, that might sound a bit high. If you're like me, who saves their carbs for either a big lunch or a big dinner, that's perfect for you. For example, I had a 5 net carb breakfast brownie this morning, so I am good to eat this. And thank you all for watching my first solo video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you try it. If you're not a big fan of the spice, be careful about the cayenne. This is a super spicy version, even with the cream cheese and everything to settle it. If you add like a dollop of sour cream, I'm sure it would even all those sharp edges out, but this is the way I like it, so I'm going to leave it how it is. And you guys have a wonderful night.